Hello, Virgo. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Gilded Tarot by Ciro Marchetti. There is a website at the bottom of this. It's llewellyn.com, but there's a current website, usgamesinc.com. But if you look up Ciro and Tarot together, like Tarot, Ciro Marchetti, or Ciro Marchetti Tarot, I think you'll find them very easily. Because currently, I think there's a current deck. I have another deck by him, and I think it's more current, like within the last 5 years. Supportive Oracle Cards, a Chakra Wisdom Oracle Cards by Tori Hartman, illustrated by Gretchen Raish Baskin. On the back, here's a few websites: ToriHartman.com, WatkinsPublishing.com, or .co.uk. Feel free to freeze frame and use whatever you need to, if you would like to, of course. Okay, what do we have for Virgo? Virgo, like Virgo. Ooh. Well, okay, let's see. I don't remember which other sign I did this for, but the Lover's card came out, and the Ace of Cups and the Two of Cups. Doesn't have to be a love reading. Doesn't have to be a love reading, but it's like the Lover's card is coming in as a challenger. So it doesn't I keep saying that, but like I have to get an example. This is something that you really want. If this is business, it's like that job is finally up for grabs, and you're like, I feel like I'm perfectly ready for this. Is this going to go your way? The adversity is lessening. All right, let's take it slowly. I'm honest, at this point, I don't know if this is going in your favor or not. I'm not sure. And I'm one of those readers, like, whatever's here, we just got to go with it. You know what I mean? If it's good, great. If it's not good, well, I mean, then it's not. But usually there's something to get out of it to help you if it's not looking the best. I'm not sure what way it's going. Because I get, like, the adversity, whatever's holding you back from what you really want. Doesn't have to be love. Could be, like, that job you want. Could be anything. Could be anything that you, like, this is one of those things that you think about, you passionately want. This is kind of like the person who, to give a non-love example, maybe there's a certain piece of land, or maybe a certain camp that you want, and you're like, oh, I really, really wish I could have that if it just worked out. Or, you know, if that camp went up for sale, I would be all over that. Boom, goes up for sale. That type of thing. The adversity is dissipating, is lessening, is getting better, more in your favor. I think something is being blocked. There's a balance, though, because whatever was in your way can't stop you anymore. Whatever was in your way before, the block is removed. If it was a person, they just don't have the ability to stop you anymore, for whatever reason. If somebody was holding you back, if somebody was keeping you from getting what you wanted, whatever that was, they can't stop you now. But I'm tempted to say, it's almost like, you know, see, this is popping in. The best analogy I can give you is like if you have a box and you can only fit so much in this box, to get what you want, you have to let go of something, maybe more than one something, to get what you really want. And that's hard, because it's kind of like, I'm looking at a black box full of stuff, and I'm like, I use all this stuff, I actually kind of like it, but I really want that. And then this is the hard part. This is the Ten of Swords. I have to trade off. And what I have, see, this is the thing with Virgo. Whatever's in your box of stuff you want, it didn't end up there haphazardly. Nothing is just taking up space just to take up space. Like, you don't have trinkets and garbage in there. everything in that box is something you wanted in there. It's just now there's something better, and you're like, if I am going to get that, I have to I have to let go of some things that I already did like. And that's what's really hard here. Ooh, that is really hard. So it's almost kind of like you have a really good job, you get along with people really well, you like how it all works out, you love your schedule, but the job you've always wanted is now in front of you. If you take it, you're not going to work with the same people. Everything changes. Everything changes. It's almost like it's like maybe the commute is like 5 minutes right now. You take this job, it's going to be an hour, but it's going to be the job you wanted. You're not going to work with the people you used to. All these connections, you can still keep them, but you won't be working with them the same way. And you're going to have to learn a whole new thing, but you're like, but that's what I've always wanted. It's kind of like that type of thing. You have to give up something to get something better, but it's like what you're giving up is not, whatever you had was not there haphazardly. It was there with purpose, and you wanted it there. It's kind of like, but that's better. And it's like, oh, it feels like a sort of risk. The challenge is to not see it like you're losing. The challenge is to not see it like you're losing, but to see it like it's a challenge to overcome. And it's kind of like, don't let it hold you back. Try to reconstruct it in a way that works for you, or at least kind of like realize, hey, that was great for how long it lasted. Maybe it's time to start that transition to get what I really want. It's perception, big time perception, obviously. Because judgment does go in your favor. You will get this, or you will leave it behind. Whatever you want, if you want it or not, it's not waiting forever. I mean, the information's coming in, it's not waiting forever. The Queen of Swords is kind of like that information coming in. The Queen of Swords is known to be harsh. I don't think of the Queen of Swords as normally harsh. I think of the Queen of Swords like when there's something to be said, you're going to know what it is. We're not playing it. Like, this is what needs to be said, there it is. That's how it goes. This is what it is. It's direct. It's honest. You can't do anything with lies, so you need honesty. You can't do anything with lies. I mean, you can't. Really, though. It's not going to wait forever. So judgment's in your favor in the sense of, like, if you want it, you can have it. Judgment is also present. You pass it up, well, that sounds so rotten. If you pass it up, that's on you. Like, you can have it. If you want it, you have to take it. If you don't move on it, though, it's going to pass you by, and that's that. So judgment is kind of like, it's in your favor, like if you want it, you can have it. Judgment is also there, though, kind of like if you don't move on it, it's gone. I don't know. That seems harsh to me, but I don't know. I'm not trying to be harsh, but I feel like they're just trying to make a point. I feel like Virgo's on point with this, though. Kind of like, yeah, I don't expect it to wait forever. Are you going to start that transition, or are you going to move on from it? If you don't take it now, I feel like they're just trying to put this in front of you, kind of like, if you're not going to take this now, are you taking it because you think there could be a better time? And if that's true, think out in your mind, what would be better? How could this work better realistically? Virgo is great at being realistic. Realistically, how could this add up better and you could still get what you want? Because I feel like you're going to come to the answer like, well, I mean, if I'm going to go for that job, it doesn't exist here, it exists there, so I have to go there. So, like, what do I wait till I'm almost ready to retire? Like, what do I do? If you don't take it now, I just don't see it happening. I don't know what they're saying. I don't know. It's just kind of like, if you want it, start working, go claim it. If you don't really want it, it might not come around again. It's a general read, I want to be fair, but it feels like it's not coming back around again. But it's like there's a good chance it's not coming back around again, just to be fair. I feel like this is kind of just trying to prepare you for what's in front of you. And all they're saying with the Lovers is the Challenger, the Ace of Cups, and the Two of Cups. Just be at peace with what you choose this time, because it's probably going to stick. If you choose to let it go, it's probably not coming back. As long as you're at peace with that, you'll be fine. As long as you accept that and look at it that way and go, all right, then it's not for me. I've decided it's not. I'm letting it go. You'll be fine. We got to be careful not to go on autopilot. When people are like, by when people like don't make a decision, but they make a decision, kind of like, are you coming or are you staying? And if you ask them if they're coming or if they're staying, and they just don't answer and they default to staying, they still chose to stay. It doesn't matter if they were active in that choice or not. They passively chose to stay, but they still chose. It's a passive choice is still a choice. So, and I guess you could even argue, is that really a passive choice? Because they had the ability to move forward. So they're saying don't go passive on this. Make a clear, distinct choice, and you'll be fine. One way or another, you have to reject something. Okay. I feel like they're very big on this. There's a very strong energy saying, as long as you actively choose, you will be fine. You have to actively reject something. Reject what you currently have, go for the new. Reject the possibility of that new thing and keep what you have. One of the two. Either reject the possibility of going forward into this other situation, or reject what you currently have to go claim it. You have to, well, I shouldn't say you have to. You don't have to do anything. If you are active, it won't hold you down. If you go passive on it, it just feels like, well, if you just default, well, I guess I'll just keep what I don't know. I don't want to think about it, and you just default to keeping what you have. I feel like it's going to haunt you. Just actively choose. That's all. That's all. A lot of going on a lot about actively choose. Whatever you choose, actively choose it, and it'll be fine. If you don't, I just feel like it seems to drag you down otherwise. Even if the outcome was the same whether you actively choose it or not, say you stick with what you have, if you passively choose it, it just seems to always just linger, the what ifs, the what ifs and the thinking about it afterwards, and oh, it could have been like this, or I wonder if it would have been like that. It just, if you're passive, it just seems to it just haunts you. It haunts you. It's the best way I can describe it. If you actively say, you know what, I'm going to let it go, I want this, I'm going to choose this, you're at peace with it, it doesn't cause all this emotional disruption. Anything else? All right, I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for purchasing. No, thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, go ahead, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com, james4astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below with the same email. Thank you again for watching, and have a great day.